Now we will take questions on the theoretical aspects of ethics. So the first question is, the principle of categorical imperative is given by James Mill, Herbert Spencer, Jeremy Bentham and Immanuel Kant. Now first thing that you should know is that James Mill, Jeremy Bentham and Immanuel Kant, they all three belongs to utilitarian approach. Okay, but Herbert Spencer belongs to the ethical egoism approach. Okay, now the question is clearly asking us about the categorical imperative principle, and this principle has been given by Immanuel Kant. So our answer would be D option. Now note that if question was asking about which philosopher has propounded about utilitarian theory, then James Mill, Jeremy Bentham and Immanuel Kant, all the three will come. Okay, so question could be framed as follows: which one of the following is not related to utilitarianism theory? Then we will tick Herbert Spencer as our option, because he is related to ethical egoism, not utilitarianism. Okay, now moving on to the second question: which of the following ethical theories aims at realizing the best consequences and is future oriented and endeavors to achieve the best possible outcomes? Best possible outcomes. So observe that the question is self answering the answer. Which of one of the following ethical theories aims at realizing the best consequences? So this word itself gives us the answer. This is a consequentialist theory. And which one is consequentialist theory? So directly option would be D answer. Okay. The duty ethics is called as deontological and it relates to the inherent quality of action. And consequentialist ethics, that is theological ethics, it relates to consequences. Okay. Now the third question is, the general and abstract concepts of right and wrong behavior culled from philosophy, that is obtained from philosophy, theology and professional societies is called as. So again repeating the question is simply asking, the general and abstract concepts of right and wrong are called as what? Which term will be used to generalize the concepts of right and wrong, which are derived from philosophy, theology and professions? So is it ethics, is it morals, is it etiquettes or is it law? Okay, so obviously the general principles of what is right and what is wrong, which is obtained from philosophy, theology, is nothing but ethics. So our answer would be A option. Okay, now why not other answers? This will become clear if we take some more questions. The next question, I should take this one. The accepted standards of right and wrong that are usually applied to personal behavior. So observe that in the previous question, the statement was saying same thing. The concepts of right and wrong, but they were being derived from philosophy, theology and profession. And here standards of right and wrong, but they are applied to personal behavior. So when it flows from philosophy, theology or society, it becomes ethics, the standards of behavior. But when it flows from the personal self, then it becomes morals. It becomes moral. So here our option would be, the correct answer would be A option, moral. Okay. Finally, a related question which will also help us in clearly understanding the concept. The system of rules established by authority, society or custom. Here the important term is system of rules which are established by authority. So if authority is establishing the rules, then they are called as laws. They are not called as ethics, because ethics flow from society, but they also flow from philosophy and theoretical aspects, theology. Okay, so that's why it is called as ethics. And if it is concerned with, the standards are concerned with personal behavior, then they are called as morals. and if they flow from the authority, then those standards becomes law. Okay, so I hope now you have got a clear idea about what is meant by law, moral and ethics. Now the next question is, which of the following statement is most appropriate to describe deontological ethics? Deontological ethics, so recall just what deontological ethics says and match with the option. Now what is the first option? The central idea is that right or wrong consideration is what makes the act right or wrong, other things being equal. The second option is, the central idea is that an adherence to the codes prescribed under the duty one is employed in makes for the right action. The third option is, the central idea is that right and wrong are relative to time and circumstances. And finally, fourth one, the central idea is that right and wrong are determined by humans according to their subjective conscience. So just take your time, read again statements carefully and arrive at the answer. So if we clearly read, then, and if we recall deontological ethics, then what it was saying, that for action to be right or wrong, the inherent quality of action must be good. And further, there were two main aspects, that it was non-consequentialist approach. Okay, non-consequentialist approach, if you remember, again if I go back, deontological ethics. So there were two dimensions, non-consequentialist approach, that is inherent quality of action should be good, and another one was that there are also set standards of behavior, that there are set standards of behavior which is supposed to be adhered to. We should adhere to. An example was code of ethics for civil servant. Okay, this is what deontological ethics was saying. Now if we again go to our question, then the first option is saying that central idea is that the right or wrong consideration is what makes the act right or wrong, other things being equal. So right or wrong consideration is what makes your action right or wrong. B option is saying the central idea is that an adherence to the codes prescribed under the duty one is employed in makes for the right action. The third statement is saying that right and wrong are relative to time and circumstances. Relative to time and circumstance. And the fourth is saying are determined by humans according to their subjective conscience. Now, deontological was saying it is a non-consequentialist, and further it was saying there are set standards of behavior that we should adhere to. So there should be set standards of behavior. Which option is related to this? So obviously the second option, B option, is saying we should adhere to the codes prescribed under their duty. Deontological ethics is nothing but called as duty ethics. So our correct answer would be B option. So observe that all these options was in terms of English, in terms of framing of statement, they were just related to each other. So such type of question could occur in examination. So you must focus on the concept. You must have a clear idea, simple and clear idea. No need to go into deeper, just have simple but clear idea about each of the theory. Then you will be easily able to arrive at the answer. Okay, so this was the question related to deontological ethics.